Very good evening, everyone. Now, why is that? As we are proceeding towards the completion of this training, more and more people are joining a little late. Good evening, all of you. Please make sure 7 o'clock dot, at least for the next 2 to 3 classes, you're going to join on time. All of you, please go through yesterday's class. Meanwhile, let others also join. I hope all of you remember what the discussion was in yesterday's class. It was all about command line arguments. And I believe that all of my students now have got fair enough understanding about this topic called as command line arguments. Basically, it refers to the piece of data that is being sent from the command prompt to the Java program, not at the time of compilation, rather at the time of execution. The data that you're sending it from the command prompt, the data is what is technically referred to as command line arguments. And this is what we understood in yesterday's class. Now, how the data is being transferred, who is going to receive it within the Java program, how is it the command line arguments are going to be received by the Java program, in what format? That is what the discussion in yesterday's class was. And I remember I had also given an assignment to all of you that you had to type and execute the first Java program on your computers. Everything you should do it on your own. I hope that's completed. Can all of you, all such students who have completed the assignment, could you please raise your hand? I would like to just take a quick count here. Aniket, Sagar. Aniket, is the problem resolved? I see only around 10 hands being raised so far. Okay, we'll figure it out, Aniket. All of you, please raise your hand. Those of you who have completed the assignment. It was a very simple procedure you had to follow. In fact, I had myself demonstrated it in Purva's computer in yesterday's class, step by step. Just open Notepad, type the program, save it on the hard disk, go to the command prompt, compile it, execute it. This was the task that was assigned to you. And to the YouTube audience also, please make sure all of you get connected over Zoom. The link Amar sir is going to share it in the live chat. I see that 30 of you are attending over YouTube live. The comment is also pinned there. So all of my YouTube students, please join the Zoom link and get connected over Zoom. Good, Lakshmi. Now, any festival or anything today? Why is that the strength is quite less? I see it's increasing, but it's already past 7:10. Right. I'll just wait for one more minute. I don't want anybody to miss the introduction part. Meanwhile, all of you, please revise command line arguments, go through all of the examples. What is the name of the parameter to the main method? Good, Lakshmi. Why is that others are waiting? Please respond to my question. Good, Aryan. Good, Kirti. Good, Kirtana. Rakhi. Good. The name of the parameter to the main method happens to be args. And if anybody would ask you, what is the type of the parameter, then you will have to tell it is a string array. You should not only tell string, it is string followed by a pair of square brackets. That square bracket indicates it is an array data structure. Good evening, Sudhanshu. Good evening, Vishal. I'm reiterating the same thing again and again. All of my YouTube students, the Zoom link has been provided in the live chat. It has also been pinned there. Please click on that link and get connected over the Zoom meetings. You'll have a better user experience. Okay. I think we have waited for a good enough amount of time, and now we should immediately kickstart today's technical discussion. And also by the end of the class, there are a couple of important announcements in the favor of the students. So please make sure till the end, all of you are going to stay connected to the session. Right, let's continue the discussion now. I remember at the last here, this is what I was trying to discuss. I hope all of you remember my screen from yesterday's class. See, at the last, this is what I was discussing yesterday. I told you, is it possible to determine the number of command line arguments that are sent from the command prompt to my Java program? Yes. All that I have to do in my Java program is fetch the length of the args array. That is all I should be doing. And what is going to be the length of the args array? It is going to be equivalent to the number of command line arguments that were passed from the command prompt. As simple as that. Am I clear with this? Now, on the same lines, there is this important interview question that is going to be asked. Zabi, can you tell us what is the minimum number of command line arguments that can be passed, and what is the maximum number of command line arguments that can be sent? I'm trying to figure out two different opposite limits here, the lower limit as well as the upper limit here. So you tell me, what is the minimum number of command line arguments that can be sent? Any idea? Okay. Good, Aditya. What about maximum? Okay, see, that is what I'm trying to explain it here. Just observe this. Let me just clear everything from the screen. Again, I don't want to write the entire program here. Let us say this is how the command line execution is going to be done. Tell me, in this particular line here, what command do you see here? It is the Java command. But I told you, even before you execute your bytecodes into machine level language by using JVM, what you should have already done is the compilation activity. I am assuming already compilation is done. I am not interested about the compilation process anymore. That is why I'm directly showing the command for execution. But you should have that much of common sense that already for this particular program, compilation is completed. On that assumption, we are proceeding forward to the execution phase. Perfect. Now, the moment I do this, Java launch, and immediately after this, if I happen to hit the enter key like this, my question to all of you is, in this case, in this particular execution style here, how many command line arguments am I sending? I want all of you to please participate. Hardly there would be another 2 to 3 classes. So please participate and gain maximum amount of knowledge. I am asking, whatever the command line execution that you see on my screen, how many command line arguments am I trying to send to the Java program? Very good. All of you are absolutely correct. 0 command line arguments is what I'm trying to send here, because as of now, I have got only 2 things here. Java is the command. Launch happens to be the name of the class that is containing the the name of the class file that is going to be holding the bytecodes. That is what I have provided here. If I was interested in providing the command line data here, after the class name, I was supposed to provide a space, and then I should keep providing the command line data one by one. But clearly I have not provided it. Sir, how can I figure this out, sir? How can I determine this through my program? All that you have to do is within your program, within the main method, you just have to write this line. Tell me which array is going to receive the command line arguments? Args array. You have to get the length of the args array. So tell me, what is that I should be doing? I should simply tell args dot length like this. And what is it going to give us, sir? It is 100% going to give you the output as 0. But sir, what really is happening? What is this args dot length? Can you provide more clarity about it? Absolutely, yes. Now see, I know these are very early stages, but just remember this. What type of a language Java is? It is an object-oriented programming language. That is why the array data structure that you speak about in Java, unlike C and C++, in Java, your arrays are not normal data structures. They are also going to be treated as objects in Java. So remember this, since Java is an object-oriented programming language, in Java, let it be arrays, let it be strings, all of them are going to be treated as objects. Now, if it is an object, all of you know through the fan example, through the student example, you know how the object diagram is supposed to look like. So see, the moment you hit the enter key and the control is going to be transferred to the main method, first and foremost, the memory for the args array is going to be allocated like this. And see, every object for which the memory block is going to be allocated is definitely going to have a certain address in the RAM. So maybe I would assume the address of this object. Okay, let us say as of now, we are not really interested in the address. I will speak about it at the last. See, this itself is a args array. Technically, we say it is a array object. So see, this is how the memory for the object is allocated. Sir, but we don't see the memory for the array, sir. Array means this is how the memory should be allocated. No, sir. Correct. But think and answer. In this case, are you sending any command line arguments? No. That means the array is not going to receive any data. So obviously, the length of the array is going to be 0. So in literal sense, the memory for the object will be allocated. But inside that object, the memory for the array data structure is not going to be allocated. But those of you who are coming from Java programming background, you are aware of this. In every array object, automatically there is going to be one more variable, one more field that is going to be allocated memory. What is the name of that variable, sir? The name of that variable itself, my friends, happens to be length. See, and this length variable, automatically it is going to be initialized with whatever is the length of the array data structure that is allocated memory inside the array object. In this example, is there any array data structure that was allocated memory? No. So clearly, what is the length of this array? It is going to be 0. That is what it is going to hold. And programmatically, how to access this length value, sir? Very simple. Tell me, where is this variable length allocated memory? Follow with me. Follow with me. Where is it allocated memory? Inside the args object here, inside this array object. Now you please think and answer. If I have to access this length variable, don't you think it is just mere common sense? First to access this object, then inside that object, I have to access the length value. Correct. And which variable, which reference is pointing to this object? It is nothing but args. That is why you also said args. Once you tell args dot, see, when you tell args dot, you're going to penetrate inside the object. This is the job of the dot operator. The moment you use the dot operator, you're going to penetrate inside the object. Inside the object, you want to access this value of the variable. What is the name of this particular memory location? It is nothing but length. That is what I have also done. Args dot length. Did all of you understand so far? Perfect. Next word, sir. In total, 4 cases is what we are going to discuss about this. let us say, now if I would say Java launch, after this, I don't want to hit the enter key. I want to send a command line argument from my Java program. How to send it, sir? Instead of enter key here, I just have to provide a space followed by whatever data you want to send. See, this time, maybe the data happens to be Sachin. Sir, next Ramesh. No, I'm done. I just want to send one command line argument this time. Is it going to be possible, sir? Absolutely, yes. And now, how is this data Sachin going to be received, sir? First of all, it is going to be received by the parameter args, which is an array. So memory for that array object is going to be allocated like this. And inside this array object, memory for the array data structure would also be allocated. See, this is where that data Sachin is going to be stored. And this happens to be the index location within the array data structure. And not only this, I had told you that for every array in Java, in the object, there is also another field, another variable for which automatically the memory would be allocated and it would be initialized with whatever happens to be the length of the array. Tell me, what is the length of the array? Don't misunderstand the length to be 0 this time. Index location is 0, but the length of the array happens to be 1. So see, that is going to be the length. Sir, can I verify this programmatically? Absolutely, yes. All that you have to do is within your main method, within your Java program, just have this SOP statement and fetch the length of the args array like this. That's all. And congratulations, you're going to get the length as 1 like this. Did you all understand so far? Perfect. Next what, sir? Next what means, first of all, those of you who have joined a little late, you should know what are we discussing. I want to determine the number of command line arguments received to my program. Received by my program. Perfect. Next word, sir. Now see, the next command line execution, this is how I'm going to do, just like how we did it in yesterday's class. It is going to be Java launch followed by, I want to send some data this time. I am going to send the data as Sachin, Ramesh, Tendulkar. And after this, now if in case I happen to hit the enter key, how this data is going to be received by the args array is what we should be understanding. Slightly reduce the brightness of my screen. In which case, see, first of all, the memory for the args array is going to be allocated like this. Let me just show that this is our args reference that is going to be pointing to this array object. And see, within this, the memory for the array data structure is going to be allocated. And tell me, how many pieces of information are we sending from the command prompt? 3. So clearly, this array is going to be divided into 3 locations. Maybe this is for Sachin, this is for Ramesh, and this is going to be for Tendulkar. And these are going to be the index locations here, which is 0, 1, and 2. And the data would be collected in their respective locations. Because I told you in yesterday's class, the space there is going to act like a separator. Technically, we call it as a delimiter. So see, this is the Tendulkar. Perfect. Next what, sir? Next what means, for every array object in Java, I also told you, automatically there is a field, a variable that would be allocated memory, and the name of that is going to be length. And its value is going to be initialized to the size of the array. What is the size of the array here? 3. So clearly that is what is going to be there. And if you want to verify it programmatically, all that we have to do is within our program system.out.println print args length. That is what we should be doing. In which case this time it is going to print 3. Is it clear so far, everyone? That means what is the minimum number of arguments that can be sent from the command prompt? Literally 0. When you don't send anything, that itself is going to be considered as minimum here. So can we send 0 command line arguments? Yes. In that case, they will ask you this. Whenever the user does not send any command line arguments to the Java program, what would be the initial size of the args array? Your answer should be 0. And to prove that, you should simply tell args.length, print its value, will definitely get the value as 0. Is it clear? Sir, minimum we understood, sir. What about maximum, sir? Maximum, that is what I'm going to speak now. Observe this. Okay, once again to my YouTube audience, I see that there are 31 students of mine who are watching the live session through YouTube. It's a humble request once again. The Zoom link has already been provided. The message has been pinned there. Please use that Zoom link and get connected over the Zoom meetings. Do not continue to attend the session over YouTube live. There is always a small amount of delay when we are live streaming the Zoom session over YouTube. So maybe you're running behind with at least 4 to 5 seconds. So that is what I was trying to tell you all of these days. For better user experience, it's a request to my YouTube students. Please use the Zoom link there and hop over to the Zoom meetings and continue attending the session over Zoom. Right. Let's continue now. Observe this. Just in case, this is how I would like to execute the program through the command line execution. Maybe this time the data that I would like to send here is, it happens to be Virat, it happens to be Rohit, it happens to be Rahul, it happens to be Sachin, it happens to be Dhoni. Sir, how much are you planning to send, sir? Trust me, there is absolutely no limit. You can continue to send as much as you want. Maybe I will tell Kohli, I will tell Anushka. I don't know. I'm not really getting any names, so whatever. Right now, I'll just take this from here. Let us say, after providing the last piece of information, which is Anushka, now if I happen to hit the enter key, what really is going to happen to the args array, sir? Now understand this. This is how the memory for the args array is going to be allocated. Because I told you that after attending today's class, Zabi sir has told us that arrays are objects in Java. So this is how the memory would be allocated. And this is where the reference args should be. Now understand this. It is inside this object. And see, I remember telling you this, that every object, since it is going to be allocated memory, that is the meaning of the fourth principle of object orientation. Classes don't exist in reality. What exists in reality are the objects. That means it is for the objects, the memory is going to be allocated. So observe this, every object, since it is going to be allocated memory, all of you know, on the RAM, every single location, memory location has got a certain address. So every object in Java also should have a certain address. What is the address of this object, sir? How will I know? Maybe I would assume the address of this object to be 1000 like this. Great, sir. That is okay, sir. Next what, sir? Next what means it is inside this object. The memory for the array data structure is going to be allocated like this. Great, sir. Next what, sir? And see, this is where inside this array, all of the data is going to be stored. So let me just copy paste instead of writing it again and again. Perfect. See, this is how the array is going to receive the data. And we also know that every single command line argument is going to be stored separately in different locations. and it is also going to have index locations. So I told you the indexing would always start from 0. This is the 0th index, first index, second index, third index. This is the 4th index, this is the 5th index, this is the 6th index, like this. Next, what, sir? Also, along with this, there is another variable that would be allocated memory, and it would be stored inside the array object. The name of that variable happens to be length, and the value of this variable this time. Can you tell me what is the length of this array? 0 to 6 means 7 locations. I hope that much of math you understand it. Great, sir. Next word, sir. Now, what you need to understand as my students is, where is the memory for this args array going to be allocated is what you should understand. See, I told you, right? What are arrays in Java? Arrays are objects in Java. And please remember, in Java, there is a specific place on the RAM where the objects are going to be allocated memory. There is a specific memory region within the RAM. Where is it, sir? There is a region which is technically called as the heap area. That is where the objects are going to be allocated memory. That means, to be very precise, this array is going to be allocated memory on the heap area within the JVM memory, which is going to be on the RAM. Did you understand so far? Perfect. Sir, what about this reference args, sir? See, I told you this reference args, basically what it is going to do is, it is going to collect the address. That is how it will be able to point there. So let me show that address also over here. What is the address of this args array? We assumed it to be 1000. So the same address is what it is going to be holding. That is the reason why eventually it will start pointing to this array object like this. Basically, those of you who are familiar with the concept of pointers, these references are nothing but pointers at the memory level. Perfect. Next word, sir. Sir, will this reference will not be allocated memory on the heap area? 100% no. There is another memory area within your JVM memory, technically called as the stack area. That is where this is going to be allocated memory, because it is a parameter variable. It is a local variable. Okay, that is all fine. Next word, sir. Sir, can you please tell us, where is the heap area present within our computer? It is present, understand this. It is present within something called as the JVM memory. It is one of the memory regions within the JVM. While the program is executing, JVM would have allocated different memory regions. That is where different components of your program are supposed to be allocated memory. One of the region happens to be something called as the heap area. But sir, where is the JVM memory going to be present, sir? I told you this will be done while your program is executing. And you think and answer, use a bit of common sense. While your program is executing, on which memory device is it supposed to reside? Very good. It should be on the RAM. That means all of this JVM memory that I'm talking about, no doubt it is going to be present on the RAM like this. And can you tell me where RAM would be there within your computer? Very simple. It would be there within my computer, sir. Absolutely correct. That is what I was also expecting. So see, maybe this is our computer system. Now, why are we discussing all of these details here? Because when they ask you this question, maximum how many command line arguments can be sent from the command prompt to the Java program, you should be extremely careful while you're choosing the correct options, correct answer from the options provided. What do you mean to say, sir? See, all of these are correct answers here. You can tell infinite number of command line arguments can be sent, or n number of command line arguments. Absolutely correct. You can also tell it is going to be system dependent. Correct. You can also tell it depends on the size of the RAM. You can also tell depends on the heap size. Correct. All of these are absolutely correct. See, common sense it is. If I have a computer which has got 8 GB of RAM, obviously the size of the heap area would also be comparatively less. Bizarre is if somebody has a 16 GB RAM or a 32 GB RAM, obviously the heap area is also going to be that much bigger. So you'll have more space and more amount of memory is available for you. Hence, it is going to be possible for you to allocate memory for large array objects. Why? Because space is available. That is why all of these answers are absolutely correct. You should be careful if the most specific one is present, which is depends on the heap size. Please check that as the correct answer. Sir, that is not there. Then check. Depends on the size of the RAM. Is that available? Then check that. That is also not there. System dependent, correct. Why? Because where is the memory present? It is present inside your computer system. So depends on the available memory of your system. If that is also not there, the only option that you have is infinite or n number of arguments. Then you can go ahead finally and you can select that as the correct answer. Is that clear, everyone? Did all of you understand? Anyways, just to make things complete, I'll just provide the print statement here, wherein I'm trying to understand the length of the args are this time. What is it? 7, right? Did you understand this bit of information? Very simple. How do we determine the number of command line arguments received? There is a field within the array object. Its name happens to be length. By reading the value of that particular field, we'll be able to figure out how many command line arguments were sent and how many were received. Did you all understand so far? Right. Just have a thorough glance of my screen. See if you have any doubts. Do let me know in the chat box. Just give me a minute. I'll be back. Right. Amar sir, are you there? Amar sir? Right. Let's continue then, before which I see that there are a few questions for me. Aditya, every time I update my code in WordPad, do I have to compile it again and then interpret? Yes, you have to, Aditya. Or else, whatever was the output of the previous compilation, the bytecodes, the same bytecodes are going to be run again and again. But if you have done any modifications within your source code, you have to always first compile and then execute it. Sairaj, length is an object in Java? No, it is a variable, Sairaj. Args is a variable. Right. Any other questions? Okay. Now, please understand this. I've got a question. Print data in args all at once, like an array. In that case, Aditya, you'll have to run a loop till the length of the args array. You have to run a loop and you should access the data and you should do the printing activity. Right. Let's continue now. See, this is going to be the next question here. Let us say, from the developer's point of view, from the developer's perspective, this is how the development of this program is going to take place. There is a class that the developer is going to create. Maybe the name of the class is launch, within which he is also going to define the main method public static void main of string array args. And within the main method, the only statement which the developer is going to code here happens to be the print statement, wherein he is going to tell system.out.println, and within the print statement here, maybe he is going to print the message welcome to ExcelR like this. Now I have a simple question to all of my 200 and 299, okay, one more 300 participants almost here. Look at the code of the developer and please just answer to this simple question. Do you think the developer of this particular program at the time of execution, whether or not he is expecting command line arguments from the user, look at his program code and come to the conclusion? You want me to repeat the question, everyone? I am asking, the developer of this particular program, the program code that you see on my screen, by looking at his code, you have to conclude whether this programmer is expecting command line arguments or not from the user at the time of execution. No, I can't make the statement even more simplified. This is the max. Whether this developer is expecting command line arguments or not from the user. Sagar, how is it that you're saying that yes, he's expecting? Jaya Varshini, Omkar. No. Okay. No, anyways, understand. If the same question would have been asked to me, I would have simply analyzed within the body of the main method. See, this part of the code is what you're supposed to see. I would simply analyze that. See, look at here, everyone. Within the body of this main method, within this body, within this scope here, anywhere, am I referring to the args array or not? Because if I am expecting command line arguments, can you tell me who is going to receive them? It is the args array. So somewhere I should have been referring to the args array. Maybe you would have seen in my program code that Zabi sir might be printing args of 0 like this. Maybe I'm printing args of 2. Maybe I'm doing some concatenation there. Basically, if at all within my program code, anywhere if you see, if I'm referring to the args array, then eyes closed, blindly you can make the statement, yes, the programmer is expecting command line arguments. But I honestly don't see anywhere within this program code the programmer trying to refer to the args array anywhere within this particular program. So the correct answer to that question was no, the developer of this program is not at all expecting any command line arguments. Now I know some of you are already understanding where am I taking you to. Sir, anyways, the developer is not expecting any command line arguments. Then why are we simply wasting our time? Why are we simply wasting our time in terms of declaring this parameter to the main method? Because Zabi sir, in fact, from the last 2 classes, this is what you have been telling to us, that args parameter of the main method is needed to collect the command line arguments. Now that the programmer doesn't want command line arguments, don't you think, sir, it is going to be an ideal scenario where it should have been given an option to the programmer to omit the args parameter itself here? Absolutely correct. That is what I'm trying to explain here now. Understand this. Why you're not able to broadly think is because of this reason here. Let us say this is the first user of my program. See, this is the first user. Maybe I'll call him as user 1. Let us say first I have compiled this program. All of you know. Excuse me. I told this while I was explaining platform dependency and independency also. On the internet, nobody is going to upload the source code. What they're going to upload is the bytecode. So what somebody would have done is they would have taken this source code, they would have compiled this program by giving it as input to the Java compiler. And how would have they done that, sir? Very simple. We know the command to do that. This is how they would have done. They would have told Java C launch.java. Immediately, all of this high-level language code would be read by the Java compiler, and the output of the Java compiler is going to be the bytecodes. It would be in the bytecode format, and this would be present in a file, which is technically called as the class file. See, this is what is going to happen. So what would be the name of this file, sir? The name of this file is going to be launch.class like this. So assume compilation is completed. Finally, I'm going to take these bytecodes and I'm going to put it onto the internet. Now on the internet, the first user is trying to execute these bytecodes. Now you think an answer. Should that person once again compile this program? Hey, you have already been given the output of the compiled process here. You don't have to compile it once again. All that you should be doing is you should be executing it. That means what is the user 1 going to do, sir? Correctly, as per your expectation, he is going to tell Java launch, and he is not even going to send any command line arguments, and he is going to enter the, he's going to hit the enter key like this. The moment this is done, all of you know what is going to happen. It is only the control that is going to be sent because no data. Main method would receive it, control would come inside. There is a println statement, welcome to ExcelR. So see, correctly that output would also be displayed to us. All good so far? Perfect. User 1, absolutely no problem at all. Now comes the user 2. For some reason, he is not aware of the fact that the developer of this particular program is not going to accept command line arguments. So this is how he is going to execute. He is going to tell Java space launch space instead of hitting on the enter key. And he's also going to provide the data Sachin, Ramesh, Tendulkar like this. Sad, nothing can be done. Poor fellow, he was not even aware that the developer is not expecting command line arguments. Now, my question to all of you is, if you had assumed at the beginning, sir, the programmer is not expecting command line arguments, hence it is just absolute waste of time to declare this args parameter to the main method, let us eliminate it, let us omit it like this. Would it work for the first user? 100% yes. But my question to you is, now that the main method within your program does not have the args parameter declared, do you think it is going to work for the second user? 100% no, because whenever somebody is giving something to you, you should have a mechanism to collect it. Control of execution, main method can collect it, checkbox. But what about command line arguments? You need a parameter to collect it. Do you have that parameter? 100% no. Hence, it is a problem within your program code. So what is that we should be doing, sir? Very simple. Can you tell me a solution that is going to work for both of the users in this case? Do you think omitting the parameter to the main method is the right option in this case? 100% no. That is why in Java, it is a rule. Literally, it is a rule. Whether the program is expecting command line arguments or not from the user in the future, as a Java programmer, you are going to be forced to always define the signature of the main method along with the args parameter. That is why we say it is not an optional parameter to the main method. It is a mandatory parameter of the main method for this reason. Anyways, the program isn't expecting, right? So what is your problem in just collecting it and let it be there in the memory? Let the program execute, because the program would execute not according to the will and wish of the user. It would execute according to the will and wish of the developer programmer here. In this scenario here, do you think now will the code work for the second user also? Absolutely yes. Though in the body of the main method, nowhere you are making use of the args array, hence only one print statement would be executed and you're going to get the output as welcome to ExcelR. At least, are you getting the output in this case? Yes. Did you understand so far? Now you please think and answer about this parameter of the main method, which is the args parameter. Do you think, is it an optional parameter or is it a mandatory parameter, Rohit? I'm asking the question to all of you. Very good. It is a mandatory parameter, because now if I would have just made that statement, it would have been quite difficult for you to analyze it. That is why I've explained with an example. Now in this scenario, is it going to work for this user also? Is it also going to work for this user also? Absolutely yes. Now, how the users might execute your program, whether they will send the command line arguments, whether they are going to skip it, it is up to them. But you should make sure your program is going to be flexible. It has to work for all of the different variety of users. Right, perfect. Now, just a minute. Amar sir.
Yes, please tell me.
Could you please share the attendance in the feedback link?
Attendance link, okay, sure.
Right. All of you, please complete the attendance in the feedback for today's session. And those of your friends who are waiting to join at 8:30 to provide the attendance, bad news for them. They're going to lose the attendance today. So if this question is asked in the interviews, is the parameter of the main method, which is args, is it an optional parameter or a mandatory parameter? I hope you know what the answer should be. Omkar. In square bracket also we can print, sir. I didn't really get the question, Omkar. If you can write the syntax and show it to me, I will tell you whether it is valid or invalid. Right. The attendance link has been provided. Please complete your attendance in the feedback quickly. Are we done with providing the attendance in the feedback? Can I proceed then? Okay. So can we replace args as any other object reference variable name? Yes, you can do it, Shraddha. It is, after all, a parameter. Parameter should be there. Name, you can change it. Anyways, I'm going to speak about it in today's class. Tell about heap memory once again, sir. Parvati, your entire JV memory is being divided into 5 different memory regions. There is something called as the method area, heap area, stack area, PC registers, and native method stack. As of now, just remember this, that all of the objects are going to be allocated memory on the heap area. That is all you should be remembering, right? Now, did you all understand about this scenario here? If the programmer is not expecting, but the user might send the command line arguments. In that case, how to tackle it? That is why compulsorily make sure to retain the args parameter to the main method. Great. Next what, sir? Next what means, now see, I'm going to discuss exactly opposite of this. What do you mean to say? Tell me, what is happening in this scenario here? What is happening in this scenario here? The program is not expecting, but the user is sending the command line arguments. What happens? How to handle it? You have understood it. Now, opposite of this, what is the meaning of opposite of this, sir? The program, what if in case it is expecting command line arguments, but the user at the time of execution is not going to send the command line arguments, then what happens to your program is the question. Please let me know your answers quickly. Quickly, I'm expecting an answer. See, basically, this is what I'm trying to tell you here. All of you, please look at my screen now. Look at the screen, everyone. Let us say, this is how we have written the program. Class launch, and within which, for the sake of execution, we are also going to declare our main method, which is public static void main of string array args. And now within the main method, look at this. Within the main method, I am going to write a print statement wherein I want to read args of 0. There is another print statement, args of 1. There is another print statement, args of 2. And let us say, in the first line, I'll have a message printed wherein it is going to tell, welcome to ExcelR like this. Are you understanding? So see, this is my program. Now, first question. When you look at this program, please make this statement, decide whether it is valid or invalid. When you look at this program code, please tell me whether the developer or whether the program is expecting command line arguments, yes or no. Very good. I hope now nobody has any second thought about it. 100% in my program, I'm expecting command line arguments. That is why I am not a fool to simply refer to args of 0, args of 1, args of 2. Basically, args array is the array which is going to hold the command line arguments. So am I referring to it somewhere in my program? Yes, that definitely I am expecting command line arguments to be sent to my program by the user at the time of execution. The program is expecting. Now comes the user. This user this time, at the time of execution, he is not going to send the command line arguments. Then what is going to happen is going to be the question in the interviews. Observe this. This is our user. Directly, I would discuss the worst case scenario here. See, now the user is going to execute the program. He is going to tell Java launch. Of course, here also I'm assuming compilation is already done. After this, he was actually supposed to provide a space and provide 3 different pieces of information for 3 command line arguments here. But unfortunately, immediately after the class name, he is going to hit the enter key and he is trying to execute the program. In which case, what is going to happen, sir? That is what you need to understand. The moment you do this 100%, it is only the control of execution that is going to be sent to your Java program like this. So see, I will also mention it over here. Is the control of execution that is going to be sent to your Java program. Next word, sir. Tell me, will the control be received by main method? Yes. What about the args array? Are you sending any data? No, no data is being sent. So what would happen, sir? I mean, why are you even asking to me? You already know in today's class, if at all no data is being sent, how does your args array object look like? Very good. All of you know that args is an array, and arrays in Java are objects. So see, this is my args array object is going to look like. And within this, the memory for the array data structure will not be allocated. It is going to be only the length variable for whom the memory would be allocated. And we also know it is going to hold the value 0. That is going to be the length. Right. I again repeat, see here, actually speaking, there was an array that should have been allocated memory. But since we're not sending any data, so I'll just show it in the form of dotted lines here. See, no array is being allocated. Sir, you're showing memory, sir. I am showing if in case data was sent, how the memory was allocated. Since the data has not been sent, not even a single location whose index is 0, even that location also has not been allocated. It is only for the explanation purpose. I'm showing at least one location of the array data structure here. Oh, understood, sir. Control main method will receive args. Since no data was sent, this is how it is going to look like in the memory. Perfect, sir. Next what, sir? Next what means obviously the control is going to enter the body of the program like this. Body of the main method. Tell me in the first line, what do we see? There is a print statement where in that print statement, nowhere I'm referring to the args array. So that message, welcome to ExcelR, mechanically it is going to be printed as it is. Perfect, sir. Next word, sir. After this, now control comes to the next line. In the next line, now I'm trying to print args of 0. This is where the problem is going to arise. Understand this? That means in the args array, you are trying to access a location whose index happens to be 0. But my friends, such a location has not even been allocated memory. Then how can you access such a location is going to be the problem here. But sir, I'm trying to access, sir. What now, sir? Whenever in an array, you're trying to access a location that does not even exist. Hey, I hope all of you are understanding this location here does not even exist here. Basically, do you have an array which has a location whose index value is going to be 0? We don't have it. That is what pictorially I've shown it like this. In that case, what would happen, sir? Now, please understand, this is a mistake. But this mistake, my friends, it has not surfaced during compilation time. It has surfaced at the time of execution. Now, understand this. Mistakes can be identified. Mistakes can occur both during compilation time as well as during execution time. See, such mistakes that are going to be occurring at the time of compilation time are technically called as errors. Mistakes that occur during execution time, such mistakes are not called as errors. Such mistakes are technically called as exceptions. As simple as that. I hope all of you are understanding. Chaitanya, attendance link will not be shared. It is going to be shared only once, and the link has already been shared. Understand this? So, understand this, everyone. Can mistakes occur during both compilation time as well as during execution time? Absolutely, yes. Mistakes that occur during compilation time are technically called as errors. Mistakes that occur during execution time are technically called as exceptions. Now, you please think and answer. In this program, when I compiled it, did I get any error message here? No, because everything is correct. The syntax of the program is absolutely correct. It is valid. So no problem at all. After compilation, no problem. I proceeded to execution. Now, during execution, I am realizing that in the args array, a location with the index value as 0 does not even exist. But I am trying to access it. So when has this mistake surfaced now? It has not surfaced during compilation time. It has surfaced during execution time. So what would happen, sir? Obviously, you know the answer. Immediately, it is going to result in exception. The moment exception occurs, you should know what happens. The moment exception occurs, you should know what happens to your program. Immediately, see, it is in this line, exception is going to occur. So I'll show the symbol of explosion that something is going wrong. In this line, the moment exception occurs, this is the behavior of any Java program. Listen to it carefully. They might ask you this question in interviews also. What happens to a Java program when an exception occurs? immediately the Java program is going to be abnormally terminated. That means this control which was there inside the program because of the exception is immediately going to leave the program and the program has been terminated. Tell me, did the program terminate normally or abnormally? Obviously abnormally. Why? Because of the exception. And control comes back to the console screen. And the moment it comes back, it is also going to tell you that there was an exception that had occurred. And it is also going to tell you precisely what was that exception. Tell me, what are you trying to do here, my friends? Are you not trying to access a location in your array outside the boundaries of this array? Yes, that is why this exception is very famously referred to as array index out of bounds exception. That is the name that is given to this particular exception. What is the name of this exception? Array index out of bounds exception. It means we're trying to access a location in the array with the index value that is outside the boundaries of an array. Not only this, it will also tell you which index location was outside the boundaries. It is going to tell you 0th index location. So congratulations, we have finally answered this question also. What happens to a Java program if the program is expecting command line arguments, but no command line arguments are sent to it at the time of execution? In that case, the Java program generates an exception called as array index out of bounds exception. Now, please, I am not expecting anybody here to ask me, sir, after this exception message, will the remaining 2 lines be executed? A, look at the control. Is the control still in the program or the control has left the program? It has already exited the program here. So obviously the other 2 lines are not going to be executed. Did you all understand so far? I'm asking something. Okay. Now see, I have small change to be done here. All of you, please look at this screen, everyone. Please look at here. See, the program remains the same, but this time, while execution from the command prompt, this is I'm trying to execute. I would say Java launch. By looking at the program, we know that the program is expecting how many command line arguments? 3 command line arguments. But let us say during execution, the user this time is not going to send a 0. He is going to send 1 command line argument like this, Sachin. My question to you is, will the output window look same just like the previous example, or is there going to be any change in the program output? Kirtana, it isn't an error, exception. No changes, surprising. Same, Gurudevi. Okay. I thought this was quite simple for all of you to answer. Anyways, now see, I'm going to be a little fast now. The moment you tell Java launch Sachin, this time not only the control of execution, along with the control of execution, we are also going to be sending the data. Control of execution will be received by main method. Data is going to be collected by the args array. So see, this time inside the args array object, congratulations, memory for the array will be allocated. But can you tell me what would be the length of that particular array this time? Very good. It is going to be 1. So see, this is how the memory for the args array inside the object will be allocated, and congratulations, it is going to receive the data Sachin like this. Perfect. What about the length of the array, sir? Clearly we see that it has got only one location. So the length of this array is going to be 1. Great, sir. Next what, sir? Next what means the control is going to come inside the body of the main method. First line, welcome to ExcelR. As you can see, this output is also going to be printed. Control comes to the next line. My question to you is, do you think in the next line there is going to be any error? Is there going to be any problem in the next line? 100% no. Why? Because this time we are accessing a valid location in my args array, which happens to be args of 0. Hey, clearly look at the memory map. Args of 0 has definitely been allocated memory also here. So what is going to happen, sir? You will access args of 0. Tell me what is there in args of 0? Sachin, very good. See, after welcome to ExcelR, you're going to get the output as Sachin like this. After which, now control, after executing this statement, it would jump to the next statement. Now what is happening, my friends? We are trying to access args of 1. That means, see, look at here. This is how you will be able to remember this, the name of this exception. I am trying to access such an index in my args array, which is outside the boundaries of my array. That is why it is a mistake, and hence an exception should be generated. What is the name of this exception? Array index out of bounds exception. And it will also precisely tell you which exception it is. This time, which index location it is. This time it is the first index location like this. Is that clear, everyone? And you know, because of the exception, what happens to your program? Your program immediately in that particular line, it is going to abruptly terminate, and the control is going to leave the program, and it comes out of the program to the operating system. Is that clear, everyone? So what happens to a program which is expecting command line arguments, but at the time of execution, no command line arguments are sent to it? The program generates an exception called as array index out of bounds exception, and immediately it is going to be abnormally terminated. This is what happens to the program. Did all of you understand so far? Please let me know if you have any doubts. Perfect. Let's continue the discussion now. Let us say this time, as usual, see, the programmer has written the code in such a way that at the time of execution from the user, from the command prompt, this programmer is expecting exactly 3 pieces of information. Please understand this. The programmer is expecting 3 pieces of information. What are those, sir? First thing is the company name. Next, the city where the company is located, and the country where the company is going to belong to. So what are the three pieces of information? Company name, city name, and the country where the company is being situated. So accordingly, it's a very simple task to the programmer, three pieces of information. So obviously it would be in args of 0, args of 1, and args of 2. So see, this is going to be company name would be in args of 0. Next, the city name would be in args of 1. And finally, the country name would be at args of 2, like this. Are all of you understanding the expectation of this scenario here? The programmer of this particular application is expecting three pieces of information from the user: the name of the company, the city name, and the name of the country. Perfect, sir. Next, what's it? Program is ready. It has also been compiled. Now it is the user's turn. The user has to execute the program. So see, while execution, obviously he is going to use the command Java. So he's going to tell Java launch. And can you tell me what are the three pieces of information he should be passing to the program? Participate. The three pieces of information that he should be passing as input to the program happens to be the company name, the name of the city, and the name of the country. Correct. So see, first and foremost, this happens to be the company name. ExcelR Technology Solutions. And what is the next thing? The name of the city. I would say, of course, we're present across different cities. So here, maybe it is Bangalore, and the name of the country. And here it happens to be India, like this. Congratulations. Whatever you have asked from me, I have sent it. Can you tell me, once I hit the enter key, can you predict what the output is going to be? What will be the company name? ExcelR. Because see, look at the program. What am I printing here? Args of 0. Args of 1. According to you, there is a city in India whose name is technology. There is a country in the world map whose name happens to be solutions. Oh, wonderful. It has got solution to all of the problems. What do you think is the solution for this problem? First of all, did you realize where the problem here is? The problem here is in terms of the company name. I mean, it is my wish. I have got such a company which has got multiple words. And in English literature, how do you separate multiple words? Obviously with a space. Now, if space to you in the command prompt means a different meaning to you, that is not my problem. But my company name has got two spaces. Aryan is telling need more arguments. How will the developer know, Aryan? He wants three pieces of information. In other words, the problem here is how the args array is going to receive the data. See, observe this. This is how it is going to receive the data. Wherever space is encountered, that is going to act like a delimiter, and that piece of data is going to be stored separately like this. So see, ExcelR would be stored here, technology in the next location, solutions in the next location, Bangalore in the next location, India in the next location. And obviously you should also be aware of their indexes. So here it is 0, here it would be 1, here it is 2, next 3, and finally it is going to be 4. And as a programmer, while you were writing the code for this, you assume this to be the case, that company name would be the first piece of information. So obviously it is going to come and set in args of 0. Next city, args of 1. Next country, it is going to be at args of 2. Did you all understand? Is my voice clearly audible? Shana, it is audible for everyone else. You will have to check your network connection. Now, what is the solution? First of all, did my students realize what the problem is? Basically, the problem this time is I don't want ExcelR technology solutions to be considered as different pieces of information. It should be considered as a single piece of information. How can I achieve this? But Meghna, in the company name, I don't have underscore. I have a space. Registered. Remove space. No, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Space is there in my company name. Why are you asking me to remove it? Monica, by using string concatenation. Why should I do all of that circus? As a programmer, I want the entire company name to come and sit in args of 0. Why should I take extra steps of doing concatenation and other things? Some of you are telling underscore, comma. No, you are asking me to change my company name because of your language. Mm-hmm. No, why backslash in? I don't need a new line character here, Gurudev. Anyways, understand this. What Aniket is trying to tell me here is, all of you please listen to me. Good, Divakar. Aditya, Gurudevi, please concentrate here. See, here also we have got spaces. This is a space. This is a space. Here also we have got spaces. Now, I want these two set of spaces not to be treated in the same way. They should obviously be treated in different way. For example, see these space after solution and after Bangalore. What should this be treated as? Good. This should be treated as a delimiter, basically separator. But these spaces between ExcelR technology solutions, do you think they should be treated as delimiter? 100% no. They should simply be treated as data, just like any other character. Then what should I do, sir? Whenever you have multiple words that should be considered as a single argument, and you have space that should be considered as a data, in that case, all that you should do is that entire argument, you have to provide it by enclosing it within double quotes like this. You have to open the double quote there, you have to close it here. In that case, sir, can you tell me how would the memory map look like? Congratulations. See, this time ExcelR technology solutions. This is how it is going to be stored in the memory, wherein, just allow me a minute. See, ExcelR technology solutions would be considered as a single data, Bangalore as another data, India as another data. Correctly, index values would also be assigned. This is the first index and this would be the second index like this. The problem is sorted. I just wanted to convey this extra piece of information that whenever you have such a data, which is also going to have space that should be considered as a normal character, then that entire piece of information, you should be providing it within double quotes. That's all. Did you guys understand so far? Please respond, people. 333 participants. What a good number. Oh, it's C30. So congratulations. The attendance audience is here. And surprise, attendance link was already provided. You've lost the attendance for today. Right. Can you proceed now, everyone? Ganga Prasad, now I'm able to see your message. I don't know previously if you had sent something. Okay. Please observe this. I'm going to erase this from the screen. Please make sure all of this after the class, either today night or tomorrow morning. Anyways, it's also there on YouTube also. Separate examples. You should make sure you're going to note it down in your notebooks. See, yesterday, I sure this question was posed to me, that one of you were asking to me, sir, is it compulsory? See, if you have noticed, there is something common across all of the examples that we have discussed about command line arguments. If you notice, the type of the data that we are sending from the command prompt to the Java program, it is either Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar, it is either Virat Kohli, Anushka, Rohit, Rahul, it is ExcelR Technology Solutions, Bangalore, India. What is the commonality across all of this different types of data? Very good, Harini. Good. All of them happens to be string type of data. Abbas Ali Sheikh, we have both session at same time, full stack development and Power BI. Is that so? Okay, no, see, this you should have raised the concern with the ExcelR team. Now I don't see. Abbas, anything for me to that you're trying to convey? And from how many days the Power BI training has been started? Five days, 6 days. Okay, like I said, I'm not the right person here, and this concern should have been raised to the ExcelR team. And if they have asked you to go back and watch on the LMS, you can do that same. But seeking the attendance for a session, which you're going to watch it later on the LMS and not being present during the live session, I don't think so. There is any necessity for the attendance to be provided, right? What was I talking about? Huh. Okay, it seems it was Rohit who had asked me this question yesterday. That is it compulsory that we should be providing only string type of data from the command prompt, sir? If you think you can send any other type of data, for example, understand this, everyone. This time, directly, I will start from the command line execution here. All of you, please look at the screen. Hardly another 15-20 minutes. Then we will wrap up the session. Anyways, I am also not able to extend it beyond 2 hours. Listen to this, everyone. Observe this. See, let us say I say Java, the command to execute the program. Assume the name of the class in my program, which is containing main method, happens to be launch. Basically, the name of the class file as well. After this, I want to pass some other pieces of information. Maybe let us say I want to pass the name of the person. Maybe let us say the name of the person. Okay, I'll give my name. Next, age. No. Too risky it is. And I know how smart you students are. I have also been there. Anyway, maybe name of the person here, I will tell it is maybe let us say Sachin. Age of the person here, I don't know exactly what is the age of Sachin. What is the age of Sachin? 54, 55. What is it? Okay, never mind. Now don't take it literally. Okay, 52. Thank you for Googling and telling me. I'm just kidding. Good. Age of the person is 52. As you can see, 100%, it is not string type of data. Let us do one thing. Before the age, I also want to pass the initial of the person, a single character. I am assuming it is going to be T. Next, what, sir? Maybe I want to also provide the average run rate of this particular cricketer. So let us assume maybe the average run rate of this particular cricketer happens to be 76.8, like this. Did you understand so far? Let us keep the numbers a bit simple. So here I will make it as 50 and here I will make it as 75.8. Perfect. Next, what, sir? Maybe after this, I want to provide a Boolean value indicating whether this person is still an active cricketer or not? Obviously, you know, he's retired, so he's not an active cricketer. So I'm going to provide the Boolean value as false. So congratulations, Rohit, who is executing the program from the command prompt. These are the different types of data that he has provided. Sir, what are the different types of data, sir? Sachin here happens to be string type of data. T is a character type of data. 50 is integer type of data. 75.8, it is double type of data. False here is Boolean type of data. So observe this. Let me just name them. Sachin, no doubt, string type of data, no problem at all. This T here happens to be character type of data. This 50 here happens to be integer type of data. 75.8 happens to be double type of data. Double float, as of now, remember, it is double type. And false happens to be Boolean type of data. Am I clear with this, everyone? Now listen to me. It is just an illusion that Rohit feels he's sending variety of data from as input from the command prompt. It is just an illusion. It is all Maya. What do you mean to say, sir? Technically speaking, you might think T is a character, 50 is integer, 75.8 is double value, false is a Boolean. Very good, Aditya. All of these arguments, how they are going to be received, all of this argument, once you provide here, how the Java program is going to treat each of the argument, it is nothing but a string type of data is what it is going to be treated. So what you feel is different and how Java is going to treat is completely different. Sir, we agree that Sachin is a string, but how can T be a string, sir? You're mistaken. That means you don't know the definition of a string. It is a collection of characters, and nobody has told you should have more than one character. In fact, there can also exist an empty string with 0 characters. If 0 characters can be treated as a string, T, at least there is 1 character, so that is also string. Okay, sir, we agree to this point, but you prove it to us, sir. How is 50 a string? Just now, what did I tell you the definition of string? Collection of characters. Who told you those characters should only be English alphabets? Digits can also be treated as characters. Five is one character, 0 is another character. Collection of characters, what is it? It is nothing but a string. 75.8, 7, 5, that decimal point that you see, character 8, 4 characters, collection of characters, string. False, FALSE, nothing but again a string. Is that clear with everyone? All of this is going to be sent as a string. It is also going to be collected within your program also as a string. Sir, how, sir? Observe this. See, this is how you would have coded your program. There is a launch class, and within the launch class, we have declared our main method as public static void main of string array args. And your args array is going to receive all of this information in the form of string. I'll just directly show the memory for the args array like this. So see, this is how it is going to receive the data. And like I said, everything is going to be considered as different strings like this. So this 50 is not integer, it is a string. 75.8 is not a double value, it is a string. False is a string, and this is where your args reference would be pointing to. Am I clear with this? Sir, we want a proof of this, that no, 50 is not stored as integer data, it is stored as string type of data. Very simple proof, because the index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. My question to you is, if I would do this operation here, args of 2, can you tell me what is args of 2? 50. If I use the plus operator and if I would say add it with args of 3, understand, you need to think a bit to understand this. If in case, good Aniket, 50 and 75.8 were stored not as strings, rather as their own respective data type. 50 as integer, 75.8 as double type of a value. Yesterday's class itself, I remember speaking about the plus operator here. It is a overloaded operator here. Whenever you use plus operator between numerical data, common sense, do you think it will perform concatenation? 100% no. It should perform addition operation. But if the data is not stored in the numerical format, it is stored in the string format here, what do you think this plus operator should be performing? It will not perform addition operation, it will perform concatenation. Whatever is the result of this plus operator, I will try to directly print it and verify the output here. Sir, can you please stop the suspense and reveal what the answer is going to be? My friends, you will be shocked to know the answer of this statement. It is not going to be 125.8. The answer here is going to be 5075.8, like this. Basically, what it is performing is string concatenation, because when you tell args of 2, it is not just 50, it is a string value 50 that you're trying to concatenate it with another string value 75.8, and the result of concatenating two strings is the joining operation. Both of these strings have to be concatenated together like this. Is that clear, everyone? So in the interviews, if they ask you, can you send non-string type of data as command line argument? Yes, you can. You can send whatever data, but in the memory, in what format is it going to store the data in? Definitely it is going to store the data in the string format, and this program is a proof for the same. See, I will give you one insight here about the language here. Design level insight. Why do you think James Gosling decided the type of the array should be string only? Why not any other type? There is integer, byte, short, float, double, char, boolean, so many types. But why string only? I think now in this example, you're understanding it. Because if it is string type, any type of data can be converted to string type. Let us say you were part of the green team and you proposed, no, James Gosling, it should not be string type. It should be integer type. Integer array args. Do you think this integer array can store string values? 100% it is not possible. Can it store decimal numbers with a decimal point? Obviously no, it is going to be truncated. 0.8, lose it in the memory. That is why what should be the best suitable data type in which any type of data in entire Java can easily be converted and it can be stored. That is why a very smart decision is what he made to make sure the args parameter is an array of string type. This is the reason. Am I clear? Yes, good, Rohit. Not just any other type can be converted to string. Once you store it in string, that can also be converted to any other raw types, for which you should be aware of something called as wrapper classes. I'm sure the other day, the other trainer was already teaching you wrapper classes about it. Did you guys understand? With this, congratulations, we have successfully completed the entire discussion on command line arguments. Trust me, nothing apart from this is going to be asked. Now, after this, there is also a small assignment that I want all of my students to complete it tomorrow. And randomly, I'm going to pinpoint at people in tomorrow's class, and I'm going to ask you to demonstrate that particular assignment. I mean, I'm not going to repeat it. Please don't ask me to repeat it 3 times, 4 times. Have some pity on my health also. The assignment is, all of you know how to send command line arguments from the command prompt. Now you're executing the program from the command prompt. But in the industry, we usually use some or the other kind of an IDE, integrated development environment. Now, whenever you're using IDE directly, I don't know how many of you have used IDE so far. It could be Eclipse, NetBeans, or whichever IDE it is. There would be the run button. You click on it, program is executed. Now, whenever we are executing programs through IDEs, how do we pass the command line arguments? This assignment, I want all of you to complete it. Trust me, it would hardly take 5 minutes to go to YouTube and simply search if this is the idea you're using. How to send command line arguments through Eclipse. How to send command line arguments through IntelliJ IDEA. That is all you need to search. Oh, Ganga Prasad is telling Sunny sir has already covered this topic. Then that's great. You basically, I want the assignment to be completed before you come to the class tomorrow. Is that clear, everyone? Not able to stare at the screen. Please pardon me. I'll keep my video off for a while. Okay, now listen to me, everyone. One last thing. I don't want to keep it for tomorrow. I'll just explain it right away. Can I clear the screen? Did you understand? Okay. See, sometimes in the interviews, especially in the first round, the technical aptitude round, you will assume there is a problem in the program code itself. Why, sir? You will not know what are the different alternative syntaxes of main method. Sir, what do you mean alternative syntax, sir? See, first of all, do you know what is the standard syntax of main method? Yes, it is going to be public static void main of string array args. Correct, standard signature. But see, the rule says your main method should be declared as public because it should become visible to JVM. It should be declared as static so that it becomes accessible to JVM without object creation. I hope all of you now understand the difference between visibility and accessibility. But nobody has told you public should be there first, static should be there later. If you want, you can interchange these two keywords. You can either tell static public void main of string array args. Whenever you see main method written like this in the coding rounds, in the technical aptitude round, whenever they ask you to analyze a particular code snippet, don't immediately go and check where is the option compilation error, because it should be public static, but the person has written a static public. You are wrong. This is also valid. Great. Next word, sir. Next word means now understand this. Sir, just like how I have interchanged public and static, can I interchange void and main also? Can I write it as public static main void of, I mean, I'm unable to control my own laugh here. See, not everything in life you'll be able to interchange. Anyways, I'm not going to elaborate it. See, it means the return type of this method is main. What type of data is main? And the name of the method is void. How can a method name be void? It is one of the keywords. You cannot use it as an identifier. And in fact, operating system would be seeking for a method whose name is main, not void. So I hope you're understanding clearly. This is an invalid syntax. So don't think everything will change in life. Few things you should not change, and you should keep it as it is. Anyways, next word, sir. Next word means, see, the square brackets that you see, it's not necessary that you should place it immediately after string only. But of course, it is a standard signature. Data type, square brackets, space, name of the variable. This is standard way of doing it. But sir, no, sir, I will not place it here. I will place it before the variable name like this. Valid? Sir, I will place it after the variable name. Valid? Sir, I will not place it before also, after also. Instead of that, I'm going to place 3 dots like this. Is this valid? Absolutely yes. Sir, what kind of a weird syntax is this, sir? It is weird only for such people who don't know about a concept in Java, which is technically called as args. It was introduced in the 5th version of Java, if I'm not wrong. Variable number of arguments. Also, let us check if there is any other syntax here. See, along with public and static, if you want, you can also use other modifiers to the main method. You can declare your main method as final. You can declare your main method as synchronized. You can declare your main method as strict FP. And in fact, this parameter also can be attached with another modifier, which happens to be final. All of these are alternative syntaxes of main method. Whenever you see them, please do not immediately come to the conclusion it is a mistake. These are all valid syntaxes of Java. Am I clear? See, sir, what is final, synchronized, strict FP? Just like how public and static are modifiers, other than these two, there are many other modifiers. Which other modifiers can be associated with the main method, can be attached to main method signature? These are the 3 others. But sir, please explain to us what is final, what is synchronized, what is strict FP, just like how you had explained to us public and static. See, as of now, since the topic is with respect to the signature of main method, I am forced to give out this information. In a regular full-fledged full-stack development course that we teach offline, everything is planned, and trust me, it is almost 4.5 months of course. So everything is already streamlined. We know after which topic on which particular day, what topic has to be discussed with the students. Now, this happens to be just a fundamental on Java programming, full stack development. That is why if you are expecting in 30 hours, Zabi sir will explain everything that is there in Java. I mean, I don't know, either you are living in some Lala land or you are taking me to some Lala land here. It is definitely not possible. And yesterday also, there were a couple of students who were trying to inquire with me that, sir, after this program is completed, if we would like to enroll ourselves into a proper, full-fledged, properly organized full-stack development course, and it should also be certified, sir, I want to become a hardcore developer. We are very excited to announce that we are very soon starting with a full-stack development program. Now, those of you who are interested, by the end of the class, Amar sir is going to share across a link. All of you, please show the interest by filling out your information in that link. My counseling team, our counseling team, is directly going to get in touch with you, the career counseling team, and that person will give you all of the information that you are going to be seeking about the course. Anyways, now please concentrate here. So these are the different syntaxes. Now, even then, if some of you are telling, no, sir, please explain kar dijiye, what is final, what is synchronized. I am telling you, man, you will not understand. No, sir, explain. Okay. You are forcing me so much. What can I do? If you declare any method as final, it is going to be inherited to the subclass, but unfortunately, method overriding would have been prevented. You will not be able to override such methods. Any method that is declared as synchronized, the body of that particular method is going to be treated as a semaphore or a monitor, in which case, in a multi-threaded environment, when multiple threads are trying to access the same method, it wouldn't be possible. The moment one thread starts executing that particular method, immediately lock is going to be applied and the other threads will not be able to execute it. Whenever a method is marked as with the strict FP keyword, all of the floating point arithmetic calculations within that particular method body are going to be forced to abide by IEEE 754 standards. If not, all of the floating point arithmetic calculations would not be performed by the processor. It would be performed by co-processor, and the results are not going to be platform independent results. It is going to be dependent on the platform. to ensure platform independent results. That is why a method should be marked as strict F. With the strict FP keyword, it basically stands for strictly floating point. I told you at the beginning, you will not understand with the minimum knowledge that we have on Java. I know at what point of time which concept has to be introduced, which keyword has to be taught to you people. Happy? Satisfied your curiosity? You wanted to know. Anyways, jokes apart, these are the different alternative syntaxes of main method. Now, of course, there can be an alternative syntax where only final will be there. Synchronized and strict FP will not be there. That is also valid. Only strict FP valid. I hope you don't want me to discuss again multiple combinations with the same keywords here. Perfect then. So we are done with today's discussion officially, and I am told that it is the day 14. So in between, of course, because of my health and other reasons, I think 2 to 3 classes I had to skip, and Sunny sir had to intervene in between, and he had to take the classes. I mean, eternally grateful for his help. We will plan accordingly, and we'll keep you guys updated as to how many more classes we have before we wind up this particular training program. Of course, tomorrow is not going to be the last day. After tomorrow also, 1 or 2 more classes would be conducted. Let me discuss with the team, and we will get back to you on this. Now, those of you who are interested in the courses that we provide, offline courses where you have to come to our centers, and it's going to be very long and quite intensive program is what we are going to be offering. Those of you who are interested, Amar sir is going to be sharing the link now. Please do show your interest by completing the registration on that particular link. The team is going to get in touch with you, and whatever queries you have with respect to course, what is the price of the course, what is the duration of the course, how about the placement opportunities, everything the career counselor will be able to address your queries. Amar sir, are you going to take any full stack development in Python? Rakhi, for time being, I am taking full stack development in Java.
Oh yeah, I shared the career counseling form in the chat box of Minute.
Thank you, Amar sir. Amar sir, which all centers are we planning for this course?
Actually, we have more than 7 centers, and the location is like in Pune, we have 2 centers, Pioneer, Vimannagar, then in Mumbai, Andheri, Thane, then in Bangalore, then Hyderabad, then Chennai, then Kolkata, and Delhi. So anyway, our classes is online and offline mode as well.
Right. Thank you, Amar sir.
Yeah.
Okay, the link is in the chat. The YouTube students also, if in case you people are interested, now that you have tested the blood, and if you want more of this, so please show your interest by completing the registration form there, and the team would get in touch with you. Oh, I'm getting compliments for my hairstyle also, is it? No, this is nothing, man. I'm telling you, I'm just bedridden from last 1 week. Other than this 2 hours of class, I would say nothing productive I'm able to do with respect to work wise. Though I'm able to help with some personal daily chorus works at home, but nothing beyond that. Anyways, thank you for the compliment. Aniket, did you try deleting that class path environment variable? Okay, even then it's not happening? No, I mean, if you're going bald and you're trying to inform that to me, how will I be able to help you, man? Ask any technical doubts. I mean, now that you have asked me, I feel I'm quite elder to all of you, at least by 5 to 6 years. I mean, okay, I don't want to reveal neither my age also. When did I graduate? All of that you will get. I think by this time you would have done all of the digging on my LinkedIn profile. So I don't even have to tell you. The problem with the youngsters these days is you're so obsessed with these different hairstyles and the hair related products without doing a bit of research also. Absolutely, it is like you're taking your common sense and keeping it in your pocket, and you blindly trust all of these products. It could be those uh, gels, it could be those sprays that you put on your hairs. Eventually, not long enough, you don't have to cross 40 years to realize that you're going bald. Another 2 to 3 years, you'll realize all of your hairs are gone. You'll be mostly twinning with your grandfather, or in some of you, if your father is also bald, you'll easily accompany them. Make sure whatever is the culture and tradition of this land, you stick onto it. What are you trying to say? I'm not promoting any brand's oil or anything here. Just at least make sure once in a week you apply a certain amount of oil to your hair. I mean, I don't know how this class is sounding. It happens to be a full stack development class, and I'm trying to give you tips to for taking care of your hair. I'm just going to stop it here because I'm myself finding it weird. But please make sure apply oil at least once in a week, so that, I mean, first of all, the kind of food that we all have got used to eating. I mean, especially if at all we live away from our families and we stay in PGs or anywhere, we our entire system also has got so used to fast food culture that anything other than that, you don't even feel like eating it, and you have absolutely no idea the kind of damage that it is doing on your health. Recently, I'll tell you how these external factors are going to have an impact on your health. I was reading this article about the pollution in Delhi. It is told in the article that because of the high pollution coming out of the vehicles in Delhi, on an average, it is going to have so adverse impact on your health. It is going to reduce 12 years of your lifespan. Are you realizing what a brutal statement that article was making there? And you should, I mean, even if that fact is not opening your eyes and you don't feel like changing your lifestyle, I don't know what else. Literally, the lifespan itself is going to be reduced. That is how much impact external factors can have on you. And even then, if you're not taking care of your health, I mean, it's really uh, worrisome. So, anyways, now Omkar is asking, please tell which oil we have to apply on hair. I'm sorry, Omkar, I'm going to stop it here. If not, agar se main bata dunga, so definitely some of them are going to tell that maybe sir is getting some commercial advertisement revenue from so and so brand. That is why he's promoting to his students. Nothing. It is just a concern and care of your mentor for my students. That is all I would say. Attendance is already provided. The link was shared both on YouTube as well as on Zoom at 8:15 around. So the link will not be shared once again. Those of you who joined late, you have lost the attendance. And anything else? Meghna, can you please explain about the purpose of this form in brief? Meghna, I told you, those of you who are interested in taking up our courses once the EDL training program is completed, if you're interested in upskilling yourself, be job ready even before the placement season kickstart within your institutions. Such interested candidates, please do fill out the form. The team would get in touch with you. That is the reason. Right. The Amar sir has shared the form once again. Last finished with hair oil exception. That should be okay, Omkar. Raghavendra, it is not there now. It was already sent at 8:15. Obviously, you'll not get the attendance link now. Meghna, all of those details, the price of the course, everything, the career counselor would get in touch with you and they would inform to you. It depends on which variant of the course you're planning to enroll yourself into. All right, then everyone, Monica, how much time will you? Okay, one last thing. I mean, there is many more advices for me to give out to my students, and it is not just technical education that I feel I should be imparting. And since you're all in such critical age where your decisions are going to either make or break your career, in fact, your life as well. So I am the last person who would feel that 9 o'clock, my job is done. 2 hours is what I had committed to ExcelR, and I should immediately leave the meeting. Students bhaad mein jaye. That is not going to happen in my classes. I am more of a student-oriented mentor here. I see mostly where the students are failing in this era, that if there is one means of such heavy distraction that all of the other means of distraction take a back seat, it is the social media addiction. You start using a particular social media app thinking, I have done a lot today, so let me just for 5 minutes start using this application. Trust me, how those 5 minutes would turn into half an hour, how that half an hour would eventually become 1 hour, how that 1 hour would eventually become 3 hours, and how you started at 10 o'clock in the night on your bed after dinner, and how come the time is now 3 a.m. in the midnight. The moment you realize that, by the time you realize that fact, it is already very late, and you're going to sleep that day, you're going to sleep that night with a lot of regret in your heart that I have wasted solid 4 to 5 hours of my time. And in fact, sleeping early is such a healthy habit. And like I said, in a long run, you're going to face so much of repercussions. You will be visiting so many different kind of doctors, and literally you'll become a toy in the doctor's hands. And then you'll be realizing, what wrong did I do in my 20s? What wrong did I do in my 30s? This is what. And unfortunately, I mean, the education syllabus doesn't speak about it. Some of your parents, some of them do definitely speak about it, but others feel now you have become an adult and it is your life. You know how to take care of your life. It could be your career. You know what is good, what is bad for you. And friends, I mean, don't even ask about them. Please make sure this is a very crucial time of your lives. If you invest your time and energy doing right thing in life, this is what in a long run is going to benefit you. If you want, once you cross 30, once you cross 40, especially between 30 and 40, you want a stable career, you want a moderately luxurious life, you want to give the comfort that you're aspiring for your parents. I mean, let Allah forbid, it shouldn't happen. In fact, in worst case scenario, I'm including myself also in this spectrum. Let Allah forbid, once again, if any of our parents fall sick, if they fall sick, what kind of medical treatment that we can afford for our parents also? Trust me, it is directly proportional to the career. What kind of a job we have, what kind of a company that we work for, what amount of salary that we draw every single month, 100% it is going to have that impact. So please take it very seriously. Unfortunately, I know how it is when you're still in graduation. It is as though all of you are in your honeymoon period. Nobody is going to ask you anything. You're officially married, taken leave from work. Nobody is going to ask you anything at home as well. But remember, that is the time that all of you should become a bit serious. You should know what you're actually doing with your career. Do you also, just like your seniors, just like your super seniors, want to graduate out of your college, start working for some MNC company where the company tag, board the company bus, where the company's laptop bag every day, 9 to 5, 9 to 5, 9 to 5, keep logging in, logging out, logging in, logging out? Or are you a person who dreams of an extraordinary life, that you don't want to just work from 9 to 5? Of course, maybe initially, the initial 4 to 5 years of your life, you want to work for a company 9 to 5, gain a certain experience, do something of your own. You have this entrepreneurial kida in your mind. Then now is the time that you become serious about your life. That is why, remember, there is only one Elon Musk, there is only one Jack Ma, there is only one Ratan Tata. All of these people, there is only one Sundar Pichai. When their peers chose a normal path where the crowd was following it, they decided to choose an extraordinary path. That is why there is only one Sundar Pichai today. It isn't easy. If you aspire to live that extraordinary life, you should be able to make extraordinary sacrifices. This is a simple law of the nature. You're not ready to sacrifice something, do not dream of enjoying something that is extraordinary in life. I mean, this is just not going to work. You're trying to fool yourself. You're not trying to fool me or your parents. So think about it. This is a very critical age. Stay away from social media as much as possible. The amount of time that you're wasting there, trust me, if you were investing in solving some problems on lead code, that you take up some 100 days coding challenge on lead code or hacker rank, that every day, no matter what, one problem, I'm going to solve it. I'm going to put it on LinkedIn. Those of you who are active on LinkedIn, you might have been seeing my students on LinkedIn are already doing this. I forgot the name of these students. Recently, I think last week only, he started 80 days coding challenge, already started. Now, the same person, he also has an account on Instagram. He could also be watching reels there and just live in that real life. There is a difference between real life and real life. Before the real life gives you a tight slap in life, please settle down and realize that reels are different, real life is different. And we get so much carried away. See, have you ever seen anybody on Instagram trying to tell how bad the day was, how exhausting the day was, how difficult the life is? No, everybody is going to show you the best side of their life. That I am in Goa currently, I'm enjoying the vacation. Okay, after the vacation, you're not able to pay your rent. Is the same person going and coming and recording a reel on Instagram? Nobody does it. So we get carried away. Hey, what is this individual? इसकी लाइफ में तो सभी बढ़िया ही चल रहा है. It is a misconception. You have misunderstood the concept there. People have forgotten to enjoy meal. I mean, it literally pains whenever I happen to visit restaurants. That is also very rarely. They are least bothered about the taste, about the hygiene of the meal. First thing, take out their mobile phones, take a picture with it, put it on Snapchat, put it on Instagram. For what? Anyways, again, disclaimer at the last, this is all my personal opinion. You feel like taking the advice, take it. You feel like ignoring it, you can do it. And then after 5-6 years, definitely I'm sure you're going to search for me, at least on LinkedIn, and you're going to ping me, sir. Whatever you had told to us in 2023, it's absolutely right. But just that we were so amateur in life, we didn't had the kind of maturity that you had back then. Now I have got it, sir. And but I regret to say that things have quite disrupted, and it is quite late. Let Allah forbid it shouldn't happen. Anyways, attendance link. What's your name? Gautami, the link was sent already at 8:15. We will not reshare it. So where were you when the attendance link was sent? Should we use private mail or university mail? Ganga Prasad, I don't know what university mail are you talking about. If you're already working as a faculty or something in the university, then of course, I mean, you'll be able to use it as long as you're working for that particular university. But if you need the access to your LinkedIn account after you leave there as well, then you should make sure you register one with the private mail. We will see. No, Chanukya, tomorrow also there is a session. If you don't try to string array args parameter in main method, Naga Siva Sri Brahma Kudru. Oh, very long name, man. You are going to get a compilation error. Mostly it would be main method not found. Of course, Aniket, we can get connected once it is completed. So, sir, is development career something extraordinary path? Yes, of course it is, Aditya. All right, then it's already 9:22. So thank you so much, everyone. Those of you who don't have any doubts, you can leave for the day. Attendance link will definitely not be shared once again. I told you randomly, I'm going to decide at what point the attendance link has to be shared. So please make sure from 7 to 9, you are going to be there in the session. Thank you so much, everyone. And Aniket, I'm going to give you the access to share. So please do. Nitin Kumar, sir, can you tell career in data science or full stack development? Nitin, especially as freshers in data science, I'm not telling you don't have any vacancies for freshers, but it is very limited. But in full stack development, there are a lot of vacancies for freshers. So even though you're interested in data science domain, the domain of machine learning, neural networks, deep learning, for time being, make sure you have the key to open the doors of the IT industry. And the key is to get into the development or testing roles. Once you get into your company, have a sufficient experience for minimum 2 years or 3 years. Later, if you feel that you have lost interest in this particular domain, you would like to remain in the information technology industry, but now you want to switch to some other domain, then you should think about data science, machine learning, and other things. I hope I have answered to your question. Right. All of you can leave. Everyone, please leave. Omkar, please remember the statements should be executed sequentially, ek ke baad ek, one after the other. So can give us exception at args of 2 and terminate from program on after that. No, it would give the exception at args of 2 and immediately it will terminate, because I mean, exception means control comes out of the program. It won't even go to args of 1. So Tendulkar will not be printed. Meghna, I mean, I'm surprised. What is the language we have been discussing, Meghna, from since the beginning? Or not this program, the course, is it? It is Java full stack development course. Right, all of the other questions in tomorrow's session, people. It's quite late, so all of you can leave and let's get connected tomorrow. Thank you so much, everyone. Aniket, 1 second. Could you please unmute? Sure, Meghna, go ahead and fill it. Once the counselors get in touch with you, please let them know about your interest.
Am I audible now?
Yes, you're audible, Aniket. Please share the screen.
Sir, please disable the screen sharing.
1 second, Aniket. Yes, enabled.
Can you see it?
Yes, it's visible, Aniket. First, can you show me the environment variables?
Okay. Yesterday, I was not able to access the environment variables directly, but now I searched. Okay. Path.
Can you open that variable, Aniket? What and all have you given here? JDK. Okay, delete the last one, Aniket. Okay. 1 second. No, click on environment variables. The user variables is what I want to check now. Can you open path there as well? Till new, Aniket. Top. Here, click on browse. Go to the Java folder. C drive program files. No, you have to scroll down. This PC. Scroll up, scroll up. No, not this Java programs. This PC. Scroll down. C drive and scroll down. Program files. Java. Scroll down.
Bin.
And bin. Just select OK. Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
That's it, Aniket. Now go to the command prompt. Let's check now. First, type both the commands, Aniket. Java, enter.
Java.
Working. Java C. Perfect. Now compile the program. Execute it. Could not find our load. Show me the directory, Aniket.
Which directory?
This. Refresh this. Show me the source code. Code seems to be fine.
I'm sorry for wasting your time, sir. लेकिन मैं देखा YouTube पर 2-3 वीडियो लेकिन मेरे को समझा ही नहीं.
No, not an issue, Aniket. You're not wasting my time. Is it working in IDEs?
Let me see.
Okay. Execute this. You're most welcome, Meghna. Others who don't have any doubts, you can leave. So here it's working, is it?
Yes.
The problem is with the class part. Where is it present? Java ExcelR source, Java ExcelR demo. Dot.
Sir, I'll do some more research and I'll see what the problem is. वो क्या है आज मेरा एक्चुअली प्लेसमेंट का कोडिंग राउंड था इसलिए मैं ज़्यादा ढूंढ नहीं पाया.
No problem, Aniket. We just have to set the class path. Could you please go to the command prompt? Clear the screen, CLS. Just a second. Let me first try and make it. Somewhere we have changed the default class path. That is the issue. Anyways, we'll try this. Type the command, Aniket, set space class path, capital letters. Equal to, just give one full stop, dot, hit the enter key. I don't know, fingers crossed. Just try executing the program now.
Should I directly execute or should I compile it first?
Anyways, we've got the bytecode, so you can directly execute.
नसीब. So, मतलब हुआ क्या ये कमांड से?
See, the class path is such an environment variable which tells your entire JDK. In fact, the JVM who's trying to locate the class files. Where is your class file present, Aniket? Launch.class. It is in the directory Java program, whatever. जो folder आपने दिया है ना, उसके अंदर present है.
ये वाला ना, ये वाला.
But it was not searching there. It was searching at some other place because I hope you remember yesterday जब आपने मुझे environment variables का tab खोल के दिखाया था ना, वहां पे आपने class path का जो location दिया था, कुछ और location दिया था. That is where from yesterday it is searching. That is why it is telling it is not able to find or load the main class launch.
Okay, okay.
Now what I have simply told is, boss, my class path is the current directory. Linux के terminologies में जब आप कुछ Linux के commands के साथ अगर से जानकारी रखते हो, you know that single dot stands for the current directory, two dots stands for the parent directory. So now I have told जो भी मेरी current directory है, which is my current folder Java program, that is going to be the class path. वहां पे देख लेना आपको class file मिल जाएगी. That is what I have done in the command there.
Okay, okay. So do I have to do it every time? Do I have to type this command
Not
every time?
necessarily. Please quit, close this and restart command prompt. Let's see. Because usually we don't set the environment variable for the class path. You have to do it every time. Now that you've figured out what the problem is, Aniket, just try doing research as to how to set the class path, the default class path in Java.
Okay.
जब भी आप जावा को डाउनलोड करते हो, बाय डिफॉल्ट इस क्लास पाथ की वेरिएबल होती है करंट डायरेक्टरी, अनलेस एंड अंटिल यू चेंज इट.
Okay, okay.
But in this case, since you have changed it, it is not taking the default. Hence, every time we have to set it. Now, either there are two options, Aniket. Figure out how to set the class path to the current directory, and every time you don't have to do it. If it is not working, the simple solution is uninstall कर दो पूरे Java को and reinstall it. Don't do any changes with the class path. Everything would work fine.
Okay, thank you so much. I will do it.
You're welcome, Aniket.
Sir, आप समय सर आप बहुत मस्त सिखाते हो.
Hey, thank you so much, Aniket. And you're talking about some placement interview today. Which company? What was the round?
I applied for many companies, but I think intellectual something was the name.
Okay.
It was conducted on HackerRank, and I thought that I could change the language in which I can perform the code, but no, there were only 3 options like Java 15, Java 8, and Java 5. So I was like, oh, कि थोड़ा पहले अगर ये सेशन हो जाता सिखा के. नहीं, वैसे दोस्तों ने हेल्प किया था.
Which year did you graduate?
No, it's my last year is going on.
Oh, you're still in the final year. Okay, nice.
Okay, and so it's my second ExcelR training program, and the first one was, I think, for aptitude, and I was the student where I already went at 8:30, gave the attendance, and got out. So, but I also had the mindset for this. But when I attended your lecture, आपने मस्त सिखाया सर. आप सब समझा मेरे को.
Thank you so much, Aniket. It means a lot.
इसलिए मैं ऐसा अभी 5 to 7 is usual time for my playing, so I make sure that I get home as early as possible so that I don't miss anything, you say.
That's good. That's good to know. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Most welcome, Aniket. Thank you so much.
And sorry for wasting your time.
No. I'm telling you, it is not a waste of my time. You're making my time more productive. This is where my time should be utilized. No worries.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Amar sir, done for the day.
Okay, yeah, sure.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for bearing me patiently for more than 2 hours.